Hypothetically, this will work. Alrighty then. So we are going to stream Mist, which I'm using the Masterpiece Edition because that is the edition that I have on this computer without having to finagle another sort of thing. So let's see what happens.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed. I must admit, however, such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my mist book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
So the entire point of this particular game is basically a point and click journey through an entire puzzle. Um, the point of the game originally is it's called the Surrealistic Adventure that will become your world. Um, their aspirations for this game were like, hey, what if we made a really cool puzzle game that didn't have anything to defeat or monsters to kill, and we were just walking around solving a cool puzzle, and yeah, and it's in a really cool world. Um, this is the masterpiece of edition, so this is the 25th anniversary. They updated all the graphics and made it look pretty edition. So yeah, this is a mist linking book. And when you click on it, it's supposed to take you, there it goes. Graphics are a little bit whatever. Um, it takes you to Mist Island. And the point of Mist is there's linking books that connect different ages, and this particular book that has fallen into the abyss takes you to Mist Island. So if you click on it, it will transport you into Mist Island. That's supposed to be a whole thing. It gives you a nice overview of the island so you can see all the stuff on it. That's definitely not important at all. I'm sure there's no reason they would give you an aerial view of it. It's almost like you have to walk around and find things. So, this is Mist Island. The graphics are going to be what the graphics are on this computer. Um, it is point and click, so basically, if I want to do anything on here, I have to click, walk around. You can only walk around to certain places. Now, I am well aware that they have Real Mist out, and Real Mist actually allows you to do more dynamic walking. There's also VR Mist that actually allows you to do dynamic walking. Um, I played the original Mist, which was basically this version, but with less cool graphics. Um, I guess the graphics are updated and the music's updated. Um, this game does have music. It doesn't have like a lot of music. It has a lot of like background sounds. So like right now, if I'm very quiet, you can hear like the waves lapping on the shore, which is kind of cool. So I have played this game before. I have played this game several times actually, not terribly recently. So I am going to try to remember how to play it. Um, and show you guys how cool it is. So, Myst, the game itself, um, when you read a little bit more into its back history, just so that you understand kind of what's going on here, is it's these linking books link you to different quote unquote ages, um, and so the point of Mist Island is there's a bunch of different ages that are linked from this island, and you have to figure out how to get there for a very good reason that we will find out after I wander around. Um, so when you point and click, these things are kind of cool. You want to turn all these on. I know this because I've played the game before, but these are called marker switches, and you need to turn them all on. It's very important that they're all on. And you also have to count them. So that was one marker switch, two marker switches. Ah, ah, ah. All right. To go this way. And then there's a note on the ground because you have to enter the number of marker switches, which I've already started doing because I already know how this game works. But basically, Atris is the dude that is the great book writer on Mist Island or in the Mist series games. And he learned how to make these linking books from a society of people called the Dani, which is D apostrophe Ni, which is a silly name. It's a whole society of these tribal people that make these different ages that they go visit, and then link them with books that they open, and then they can go to there on the book, which is kind of cool. Catherine is Atris's wife. Um, Something bad has happened. Obviously, I mean, this from the tone of the note. I've left you a message of utmost importance in our four-chamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on the island into the imager to retrieve the message. So you got that message. So we have two marker switches. There's the third one. Let's see. 4 is over here by this really cool spaceship, which will definitely not be important later. And the nice thing about, and this is actually like a really cool, um, it's it's a lot less graphics than most of our modern games, but for its time when this game initially came out, the fact that it had like scenery and background and like noises in the background, which if I shut up for a minute you can hear, you should be able to hear, was actually kind of a new thing to make that have that happen. Um, I guess from what I understand, they originally weren't going to put music in this game at all because they thought it was going to be too distracting to the puzzles, but then they were like, no, other games have music and it's actually not distracting. So they had to, they added the music in, which is why we know we missed had music. So this would be, we're on 5 marker switches. Okay, 5 more. There's definitely more than 5. That's 6. I'm sure this creepy building is not important at all. There is one all the way over there, and I cannot turn it on from here. I know I can go this way. I know what I'm doing. There we go. I have to go this. That's right. I have to go this way. Oh wait a second. There. Oh. There we go. There we go. And there's another one. So that is 7 total that we know exist. I have turned on most of them. This is cool because look, it's a little cute ship. I have no idea what that symbolizes. Teehee. All right. Gotta go back to she said the 4-chamber besides the dock, so that's definitely this. It's a little projector pool image. I love going into here, so we're gonna do that again because it's cool noise and we want to hear it. Marker switch diagram. I'm sure that's definitely not a cheat at all. If we enter things in there, it's already on 67, but we can put it on 47. And it should show us the projection of the marker switches. Look, this is what a marker switch is. So if I didn't already know that, you could have gone and wandered around long enough to find this little thing so you could see what projection of marker switches. What else we got? We got water turbulent pool, which is what it was on. We've got topographical extrusion test, which sounds fun. I think we should do that next. Yay! Look at that. That's so cool. That doesn't really do anything. But anyway. But if we enter in the amount of marker switches,
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Aguilar, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return. But if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, wait. And erase this message after you viewed it, just to be safe.
all right, so if you did not hear what was going on with that, that is Atris, and he is basically telling Catherine that his sons were definitely not nice at all, and they decided to go ahead and mess with his library full of these really awesome mislinking books and do terrible things. We will actually meet them in a second. So everything on this particular game is they give you lots of hints, but they don't always tell you that they're hints. So when he says if you forget the keys to the books, remember the tower rotation, we're about to go find the tower and rotate it. Now, worth providing that I remember all of this, so this might be entertaining while I remember what I'm doing. So let's go to the tower. Which is in here. The library is in here. So this is his library. Has all these cool books in there. I'll look at them in a second. This is a book. And over there, there's another book. So since, part of this game also... Myst is also a weird game because Myst does not tell you what you're supposed to do necessarily. It relies a lot on you knowing that things do stuff. So, like, I'm going to open this book. And it's just like this really fuzzy page. So any books that look like this are linking books. This is supposed to be a linking thing. But it doesn't do anything right now. And actually, the reason that's why is because the book does not have pages. So if you pick up a page, you put it in the book. And then you'll get a message.
Bring me a lily. I can't see. You don't let me in, you must. I beg of you,
so that was Cirrus. He is inside the book. Why is he inside the book? The book is apparently keeping him in there because he was naughty and did a thing. However, now we have to go look at the other book because now that we know there's two brothers, that was Cirrus. So let's pick up the blue page and put this into the blue book. And I may be skipping entire parts of like discovery on this island because I just know what the main parts of it are. Um, but I don't believe they ever really explain to you that you take the pages and put them in the book. I do think there is a lot of like messing around and figuring out what goes where. I played this game initially when it came out in like the mid 90s, I believe. And so that makes me like a lot younger than this. Some form of teenager. Um, so I don't really remember how this all got figured out. That is kind of the basic thing: is pick up pages, put them in the book, um, and they tell you things. So this is the second book.
Blue pages. Never, never. Just... I must have the blue page. Hand to me.
All right. So that's Akinar. Akinar seems a little bit more crazy-ish than Cirrus. But he wants you to bring him blue pages. So the point of the game is to find the blue and red pages and bring them to each of the brothers so that you can hear more of their story as to why they are all of a sudden in these books and you don't know why. We do have a map. This map is very important. This map actually tells you where everything is. So remember all those little marker switches we flipped earlier? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There was, or 7. There's one because there's one over here that we can't flip. But these are all little areas that things can go to. And this is blinking. And you know what happens when you're like, oh, I'm scrolling over this, and why is my hand red? Like right here. Tower rotation. Don't forget the tower rotation. Weird. I wonder what the tower rotation does. That's very strange. Maybe we should go check that out. What's rotating the tower? So here is a fun thing that, again, you also have to figure out. So like, go over here and look at this picture. And all of a sudden, weird, a secret passage. Like, I mean, if you look at the picture, it's obviously this is a secret passage. And you'll also notice that that's closed because that's the secret passage is open. So when the secret passage is open, this is closed. So let's say you go over to this picture. No, I want you to do that. Point and click games, man. There you go. And you see that it's, if you click on that, then it opens it back up again so you can leave. So see how they like gave you the clue as to what you were supposed to do, but they didn't tell you this. I think this is Masterpiece Edition. I think Real Mist is the one that has hints. I do own Real Mist. I don't particularly want to play Real Mist. They did some stuff in it that's just, I don't know, it's just not as nostalgic as Masterpiece Edition, which is basically Authentic Mist. They just updated the graphics. So let's go back to our secret passage. All right, so now we got a secret passage. Let's go to the secret passage. Secret passage time, secret passage. Oh wow, look at this. This is neat. you really can't go. Like, they really limit you from going anywhere else. So, like, this is definitely not open world. You can only go certain places. Like, you're like, what's over here? Nope, you don't get to know that. Nice thing is you can't go anywhere you're not supposed to. So, hey. So let's go inside here and see what happens. Oh, look. We are in the library. Where will we go if we push the blue button? We're in the tower! Remember the tower rotation? Yeah, that's right. Alright, so this is the book. And if you go over here, there's the key. So interesting. Interesting concept. Remember the tower rotation. So what happens when you rotate the tower? Is you get nothing if there's nothing for it to see. Because you haven't unlocked any of that stuff yet. So we can go back down and find something for it to unlock. Because it didn't tower rotate to anything. It did stop, but it didn't actually give you anything. So you're like, huh, that's weird. Why would it not do things? Doesn't like me. Probably doesn't like you. That's actually usually the answer. Okay, can I go back? Can I go back? Yes, I can go back. Alright, let's go back down and see if we can make the tower actually do something useful. Oh, what happened? There's an area where the line turns red, eh? Weird, don't you think? It'll stop, but it didn't give me anything cool. So the tower will rotate wherever you put a tower, basically, is what they're trying to tell you. They're like, you can rotate the tower wherever you want, but it's not going to give you anything useful until it's red. That is a thing that you have to figure out trial and error. At first, there's a lot of like, I don't understand why this isn't working, and you like have to try every single increment, and then you figure it out, and you're like, oh, I feel silly. But again, they specifically made this game as like basically a point-and-click immersive adventure. And they deliberately said, we're not going to give you anything, we're just going to let you figure this out on your own. So you did. But now you see how there's like a clear sky up here, so if you go up here, this is your book. Oh, come on. And if you look out, you can be like, oh look, there's that marker switch guy over there that is very important. So if it's pointing at the gears, we go back down, go over here, and we go to the key, because guess what? The key is going to tell us what we need to do to hit the gears. Now, you're supposed to write all these down. I already have most everything written down, because, again, I played this game a really long time ago, so I have the images and information like written down already in this book that I have kept for over, I don't know, almost 20 years, 30 years. How old am I? Don't remember. Anyway, regardless, I already have most of this written down. But if you're looking at this, you'd be like, oh, I need to write down 240, 221. Why? I don't know. Guess you have to write that down. So you have to write a lot of stuff down in this game. They did that deliberately. There is not a self-note taking system in this game. So you get to write absolutely everything down. So hooray. And then you got to figure out, like, that goes to that, obviously. So that goes to the down, please. Thank you. Point and click does not like me sometimes also. So the little gears over here in the water, that's where that goes to. So it's good to know. You have to know that. All right, let's go back down. Let's go back to our library. Now, in the interest of saving time, doing all of these at once is actually a really good idea. So we are going to do all of them. Mostly so that I can remember which order the everything is in, and I'm actually going to make a note on my notes. Do I have another note-taking device around here? Probably not. I do. All right. All right, and then we're gonna go to our map again, and we're gonna find our little blinking friend, and we're gonna be like, well, we kind of know how this works now. So look, there's a marker switch. Clearly, that's gonna tell me where that goes. Let's go back to our secret passage, and then go see what's going on. So yeah, a lot of this is trial and error. To start out with, which is cool if you have a mind for puzzles. I will say Myst is not for everybody. It can be real frustrating if you have no idea what you're doing. To be fair, there's your marker switch next to the sunken ship. Weird that there's a sunken ship. So we go back down and we go around this way. And we go to the key and we figure out what the key is. The key is a bunch of dates, which I do have written down. Yes, I do. Those are correct. Okay. Just making sure I have them correct. All right. So October 11th, 1984, 10 a.m., January 17th, November 23rd. These all do mean something. Fun fact. So we're going to go get the rest of our keys, because remember, the key's in the tower, Beatrice said. So I'm going to go get all the keys from the tower, so I can just do this all at one time. Because this takes a minute to go ahead and shuffle through all these things. And I like how in this game, like, you don't have freedom of movement, but they clearly took care to make the graphics so that the graphics resemble you being in an elevator and turning around in a tower, and like the sounds that are there to turn around the tower, which I think is really neat. And they didn't have to go that hard, but they did. All right, next. All right, there's another one and another one. Let's go get that one. Also. See, I'm in an elevator. I am going in between floors up to the tower. Yay! Alright, I just really like looking at these, because look, this is like the big tree. The big tree is very significant. The big tree is actually one of my favorite places to go in the game. It is also one of the slightly more annoying places to be. Alright, 7, 2, and 4. I should... Yes, I do have that one. Alright. 7, 2, and 4. Important numbers. Good to know. And again, they literally gave you a book, other fun facts, with the game. So if you bought the game, the early games when they came out on computer discs, big floppy disks, and you had the big box, which I don't have my box, sadly, because I did not keep those kinds of things when I was that young. Basically, they also gave you like a notebook, which I probably still have. Actually, yes, I do. The Journal of Mist. So you could actually use this as your writing journal. I did not, because the little notebook that I had was like easier at hand, and this was really cool, so I just didn't use it. I mean, I used it for some things, I guess. But yeah, they actually even gave you like a whole thing on the inside that says, "Imagine your mind as a blank slate, like the pages of this journal. You must let mist become your world." And they basically say, record every scrap of evidence you find, no matter how insignificant it may at first appear. Words, numbers, pictures, patterns, the form is not important. In the end, these shards of broken worlds may be your best hope of discovering the identity of that betrayer of ages past, that destroyer of cultures, that defiler of sacred traditions. So basically, one of his sons is not very nice, and we got to figure that out. So that's the whole point. But the little tiny book, I can't remember why I didn't actually finish using. I probably misplaced it or something. I don't remember. But I still have it because I hoard things. I think. Oh nope, that one. Yes. 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 Do 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 do. All right, and then that's gonna be the ship. It's gonna be our last one that we're doing. And I think I remember where that one is. Let's go look at it though. Look, it's a spaceship, rocket ship. All right. And the key to the rocket ship is 59 volts. I'm actually gonna write that down because I don't remember where that's written on here. So it probably is in here. I don't remember where. Regardless, it'll be fine. Okay. So we have 59 volts. That's clearly important. So that was only 4 areas, which is, since it's only 4 areas, there's 4 books that we can do. So let's go ahead and go back. All right. Do, 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 do. Okay. Now, we know all the secrets. We can get out of here. Fun fact, that tower is really cool. I don't believe you actually ever access it again, because now that you've had all the secrets, you don't need to. However, the books are important. Now, let me go to the books. Thank you. So, see how there's like a lot of burned books? Like, you can actually open the burned books and there's nothing in there. Burned books. Ah, not burned book. Weird. We'll come back to that later, because that's got a lot of patterns in it. Also not burned book. So each book has something to do with one of the ages. And the fun thing is that it's like a story. So each book is a story about the age, and like it describes the age. It's basically telling you about the age. Part of the reason you read these books, especially, and that's why they have some of them burned that aren't, some of them aren't. The ones that aren't are the ones that are obviously able to be read, and the ones that are important to the 4 things that we just found. And you have to like glean the information out of here. So you're like, at first you're like, everything is important. I'm gonna tell you right now, the descriptions are not as important. The fact that there's another person named Branch is not necessarily going to do anything for us in this game, but it's a cool little story. Um, it's a really neat little thing that they put in, where they're like, we're going to give you these books full of information, but it's not just going to be the information you need. It's going to be the information that like is also, just to show you like how the age is. And all the other cool stuff. So there's Branch and Emmett and Will. They live in this fun place where there's a lot of swimming. And there's rain, that they fear the rain, which is strange. Don't know about that. He attempts to create a boat by writing it into the world because, again, the Denis language basically allows you to write things that exist, which is why they can write the linking books to the different ages, because by writing about the age, it actually exists. But obviously, when he attempted to create the boat, it got gripped by the rock and broken in half. This is when Atris was still learning how to write these ages. Not something that you necessarily find out. I guess you kind of find it out through like reading the stories. You're like, oh, he really didn't know what he's doing for a while. He was like learning it. I do have more knowledge than some things, just because I know what's going on in the game, because I'm a little bit obsessed with Myst and its counterparts. So there's a boat. It can't move. It's just hanging out. He's learning interesting things about the solar system. He draws a picture of a submersible lamp. which is, interesting and just kind of good to know. Like, hey, there's a submersible lamp. Cool, cool. He makes note of create and names constellations. So, um, if you go through here, you see like the diagram of a lighthouse he constructs. Um, he finishes the lighthouse. He makes the age really cool, and then he leaves it. And this one is called the Stone Ship Age. So you see, the Stone Ship Age has this little boat that was broken in half. Um, and there's a little they built a lighthouse and all this other cool stuff. Um, so just that's the Stone Ship Age. Um, he talks about the Stone Ship Age and how he goes back for a while. Um, his lighthouse was in perfect condition, although everything is sinking. And it's just a nice little story about the age itself. But in the Stone Ship Age, there's constellations. Um, these constellations are important, and writing them down is something that I did already, such as right here in this little tiny book. Um, so I don't have to do it again, but ideally, like writing these down somehow, like so you know what they look like, is a good idea because if you do not, they become important later, and then you have to run back and find this book. So the idea is to write everything down so you don't have to do that again. There's an eye, snake, obviously, a bug or a beetle, I guess, some sort of cross, an arrow. Um, I'm calling it a flamingo because I can, and leaf, which is kind of cool. And then that's it for that book. So the idea is you go through and you read all the books, which is kind of cool. This one is about Channelwood. Um, Channelwood basically it covers all water, covers the age as far as he could see, um, except for like a small island. And then there are trees that grow out of the water, and people have built wood passageways just above the water so that you know they could walk across there. Um, Apparently, monkey-like people live in this age, so that's kind of cool. Um, he goes on about how he tries to understand their language. This is all pretty cool to read. It is really hard to read um, out loud because it's a lot of information. But basically, he's just describing these trees with the wooden bridges between them. There's like weird monkey things that climb all over. He tries to live with them for a while and understands them. Um, he also basically finds an old human eventually who, you know, lives in this age that can speak with him. Um, and he's very old, and the tree dwellers think he's a god, which is kind of neat. Um, he does, kind of get a best translation of the history of this place, which is many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived in this place, which was then an island. The humans were on the ground, the tree dwellers above the humans. Occasionally, the island had rumblings, which is probably volcanoes or tectonic action. Um, One day, things changed and the rumbling began, and the entire island started sinking. Most of the humans died, but not a lot of them sacrificed themselves to try to stop the sinking of the island. Any humans who lived gradually died out because they were unequipped for living in the trees, possibly. And he doubts the fact that the humans sacrificing themselves actually stopped the island from sinking. It probably stopped on its own. But since everybody believes that, the tree dwellers still worship him. So that's kind of neat. Um, and then he basically kills himself, which is awkward. The old man, and then they worship some stuff, and the water changes to a different color. So basically, it's just describing the age and like what he found in it when he was there. He also apparently figures out that he has different colors of ink that he is writing in, and it apparently changes colors after he's read it, as he's already written it. He brings Sirius and Achenar to the age. He brings Catherine to the age. Um, He talks about going to visit another age and allow Sirius and Akanar to stay in this age. He talks about how he came to another age. See that age for more information. You can't. Spoiler. Um, it seems like, you know, this is also extremely hard to read because of the colors, but he's basically talks about how he leaves and comes back, and then he, talks more about the age. The important part is this. So they give you like a whole diagram of, basically what the wooden walkways look like between everything in the age. So that is good to know. Um, and I think I actually did. I wrote it down in here. I think I did. I probably did. But again, things that are good to walk to keep an eye on, um, so that you know where things go. I even have a map of what it looked like when I went there, so just kind of like as a reference point, and it shows you what the little tree houses look like, and there's apparently windmills, and that's it. So that's the Channelwood Age, which sounds really cool. That one's obviously the large tree that we saw earlier, which makes sense because it's definitely. And the other one is the Stone Ship Age because it's a ship. So the next one, basically, he talks about this world. Um, this world has green fields, a large lake, fresh air, the sky sparkles white clouds, but there's a hot breeze that blows from the north, and it all makes him uncomfortable, and he doesn't like it. The sunset is spectacular, but the horizon still grows red long past the sunset. Um, he witnesses a natural occurrence there that was super scary. There was terrible shakings of the ground and explosions on all sides, gigantic balls of fire falling from the sky, and then he left, so he did not die because he was scared. Um, and then he returned, and it was a different world. It's now a barren desert land with only gigantic craters scattered around. Um, Horrible devastation, but now the hot wind was a pleasant breeze. Um, he basically talks about the rest of the world seeming like desert. He's going to go explore it. Um, he also, then the hot breezes occur and there's a chasm that appears. So this world is apparently changing and doing all kinds of weird stuff. But then he decides, hey, you know what? I can harness this chasm's power. So he does because he is an inventor and a creator also. So he does those things. And he keeps saying the days change on his own, so he leaves and sees things are different when he returns. So he does. He sees a lot of raw materials, so he definitely wants to create stuff. And then all of a sudden, his writing like goes away, and you see like some little diagrams. 3 meters is not enough something. Then there's a little satellite dish. Um, there is a rocket ship, so this is clearly whatever the rocket ship is from is this little area. Um, Basically, you see a bunch of missing writing. Could possibly work with 14 instead of whatever. And then all of a sudden it comes back. This age seems to have stabilized. He thinks the meteor set off a period of volcanic activity, but the tremors have become few. And then he says, "Oh, a large amount of this journal has curiously vanished from the pages. Weird. Good thing I've copied him onto another journal. Fun fact, we never get to see that." But he accepts this world's mysteries. This is important. This is a thing that is written down, and I actually do have it written down in my book. So they want you to write that down. And this is also a map, which I think I actually also wrote down, even though like I don't know what I'm going to use it for at the time, but I did copy that because that's neat to do. And then that's it. And then there is, I think, yes, not that one, this one. One more to look at. Before arriving at this age, he was determined it would be a journey to a world very different from his previous adventures, and it was. A dark and gray sky with flashes of lightning in the distance. He met a super old man who has been through many things, and he told him a history of this world's history, story of this world's history. Apparently, there was a beautiful city that rose up out of water. It housed many people, and basically, as time passed, these, an enemy was on the horizon. Black ships appeared. Um, the ships attacked the city and destroyed everyone and everything. The city then sank deep into the ocean, and there's only a lookout post remained, and the ship sailed away. Um, then he talks about how they say that somebody will come to finish the destruction. And Akinar's like, man, what if I save, or Atris, sorry, was like, what if I save the civilization to stop the enemy's plan of destruction? And you're like, hey, cool. So he meets the remaining survivors, and he starts building stuff. This is a little diagram of what he's building on the lookout point. This is an interesting diagram. That's good to know. There's, stairs that clearly go down. There's a fortress that they finally finish that basically hopefully helps everybody from dying to this enemy. The enemy is due to come soon. He trusts the fortress will provide something. Here is the map of the fortress. Also good to know. I think I did copy that down in here. I have to look because I'm going to forget if I did or not. Yes. I think so. It's very obvious that that is supposed to swivel. So that is a thing to note, that that entire area is supposed to swivel. So clearly there's gears and it swivels to different areas. So that's good to know. The insignia of the black ship, which is also good to know. They were defeated by the fortress. And then he basically calls this the mechanical age and leaves. Ta-da! None of the books here are otherwise readable. Yeah, not readable. Not readable. Gonna come back to that one. That one is, I think I wanted to like copy all of these, but there's like so many. Let me see how many there are. There's so many of these drawings. There's like 99. No, there's 100. Never mind. We're gonna find them all. We're gonna find them all. But anyway, there's a lot of these, and I was hecka is not going to write down all the combinations. They are definitely important later. Knowing that that book's there will be good. So, anyway. Now we can leave and go do something. So, I don't know which one of these will be the easiest to start. Maybe we'll go to the mechanical age first. I feel like the mechanical age is a little bit easier to get through because I don't know how long I will be doing this. I'd like to finish at least one of the ages on stream. Also, for anybody watching, this is like the only second time I've ever streamed, so if it's terrible, I'm sorry. All right, so this is the clock, and if you remember correctly, we got a time from the clock. And see what we can do here. It turns the hands. And I believe our time was 2:40. Oh, too much. Alright. Okay, we're in. So, like I said, they really rely on you knowing what these things are, so that's why it's always they basically made you count the marker switches, because they made you count the marker switches. Fun fact, because they were like, if you count all the marker switches, you'll see everything on the island. And when you get a thing that says 240, you're like, that looks like a time. There's a big clock in this island. So, that took a little playing around with the first time that I did that as well, so to be fair. And by the way, the clock says mist on it. I don't know if you saw that, but we're going to go back so you can see it because it's cool. Mist! It says mist on the clock. I am a dork. I noticed that. I am a dork. It's fine. All right. So, the 221 is obviously a combination. So, I think, yep. You have to, like, figure out how to... There we go. Excellent. So that opens. This is, I think this is the reset switch, I believe. I don't really want to do that. It's weird that that opens, and it doesn't do anything else, because so you're like, what does that remind us of in the game? Didn't we go somewhere at the beginning of the game that looks like that? Like maybe the place where we started? Oh, look at that. It's open now. Weird. I wonder whatever that could mean. Oh, we found a book! So, the linking books always give you an aerial view of the age. This looks very much like the book view that we just saw not too terribly long ago. So we can already assume that the island does rotate somehow. It's just really cool. And then you go inside. Ah, what happened? It's almost like we didn't go anywhere, except we did. Welcome to the mechanical age. So, I will say that this is really cool. Because it takes you into like a whole other thing. Like you're just here now. Like I'm just here now. And then you have this little thing. What does this do? This gives you symbols. You don't know what the symbols do yet. It gives you symbols. It's good to mess with things. Whenever you find things in this game, like they want you to mess with them. So like, it doesn't do anything. You're like, oh. And like, you're like, ah, I see. You're giving me different symbols. There's probably a magic combination. And fun fact, the combination is on this island somewhere. And I bet you the combination is how you get back home. Because if you notice, there's not a book there anymore. You are stuck. You are stuck until you figure out how to find the book. No book. The way ages work is you have to have a book that gets you there, and then you have to find a linking book that links you back to the Mist Island, actually, is our goal here. So we would have to have brought a Mist linking book with us. But there does not exist Mist linking books that we can just carry with us, because Atris' sons, whichever son it was, burned a lot of the books. So they probably burned up all the linking books. We don't have a linking book. So clearly there's got to be a way to get back to Mist Island, and this is, you know, they're like, oh look, there's probably going to be a combination to do it. Well, gotta find that. So we gotta go explore. Unfortunate. All right, so first we're gonna go into this little pagoda thingy-majigger, which is really cool. This is the fortress. You see there's water on all sides, so that's kind of cool. I always go left. Let's go right. And I just want you to appreciate the music if you can hear it. Hopefully you can hear the music. It's kind of like dark and like warlike. There's lots of like drums and clanking. You can look at all this stuff. It's kind of cool. Warlike. It's a jack in the box with a snake in it. Some weapons. It's kind of cool. It's kind of neat. There's that. There's a knife. There's... I'm sitting in the chair. Apparently they let you do that, which is weird. I don't like it. There looks like there's a hole in the wall, which opens. So see, like, you have to click everything. Click all the things. Let's see what's in here. Oh. That's... cage. That's a chopping block. Probably somebody's head was on that. It's fine. We're sure it's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh! And we found what we're looking for. So, the point of going to these different ages is to find the pages. Because remember, what Sirius and Akinard asked you to is find the pages, find the blue pages, find the red pages. So you go to each of the ages and find the pages. I have now found a blue page. I have a blue page. Alright. I will have a blue page. And this is something to play around with also. Fortress Rotasis Simulator calibrating. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Boing. Bink. So, these noises are definitely important. Bonk. So, and I think I wrote this down already. Yes. I wrote down like so many things in here. Blue page. Box when... Oh, I didn't open the box. I need to open the box. I forgot that I have to open the box. Forgot you could open the box. Y'all ready for me to open this box? Bye, person that was here that I missed because I wasn't watching chat. There's a head in the box, by the way. A little gruesome. I'm just saying. Anyway, so we are in there. And we're looking at the imager. The imager is really cool. It makes noises. The very small ding is north, I think. Is up. We're going to put it up. And the little sporink is right. And the little weird fluttery noise is left. And then, go back. The bong is down. Like that. Okay, now I know that sound. Alright, so we have a blue page. We're going to hold on to our blue page. Hold on to our blue page. Oh, right, this gets confusing very fast. Because figuring out where you were already at is a thing. Okay, so we went this way. We did all of that. Looked at all of this war stuff. And then we are going to go back to the hallway that splits. Okay, so we are down the second hallway, the left side hallway. We'll go down there left. Okay. So this has all kinds of neat stuff in it. There's a little clockwork bird. It's just cool. This doesn't actually... It's just neat. There's some models of the other stuff that's on this island. There's the ship. That's kind of cool. There's the spaceship. That's kind of cool. There's a picture of a woman. Probably Catherine. I don't know if they ever actually tell you that. There's the clock that you got here from. There's the telescope. There's a gem that lights up. I see the throne. Come back over here. There's a box. Is that a box? Can I open it? No. I can look at it. Ha! Now we're in a room with money! Look, there's money! I can't pick it up. That makes me sad. Cirrus, your greed sickens me. Your desire for wealth and plunder is never satisfied. I will instruct my subjects not to pay your new tax, and you know they'll listen to me. Regards, Akinar. So, you'll find stuff every so often saying, hey, one of you is bad. And this is basically like, Akinar's like, Cirrus, you're mean and greedy, and I don't want you to talk to my subjects. Akinar has subjects. Interesting. Anyway, so you find out Akinar has subjects. Let me see, is there anything else I can click in here? I feel like there is, but... Is there anything else in here? Besides that note? I don't think there is. Oh, also a red page. Haha, found a red page. So I have both pages now. Yay. Listen, I'm pretty sure they let you keep both of them. So I don't know if they're real bad. Like I said, it's been a while since I played this. Regardless, I have pages now. Yay. Hey. Alright. I don't think any of these other things do anything. I really want this to move, though. I wish that moved, because that would be cool. Alright, so this is in here, and this is really the only place we can go, so... There's their switch. This is what the red button. Oh, the button does that. Excellent. Huh. What does this do? Oh, wait. I think we have to rotate it. Yay! Until it turns red. Red usually means go in this game. So let's go back up here and see if something changed. Ooh, that's red. Let's go walk over there and see what happens now that it's red. That does not go anywhere. Oh, that goes somewhere. No. Okay, I can't leave. No, it's probably because I can't get out that direction. The game says you may not. Okay, I guess I'm now out. Hello? 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 Oh, there's something on top of the elevator. Alright. Let's see. Can I leave? Before it goes. Oh, no, wait, hold on. I cannot, in fact, do that, apparently. Can I? Oh, shit. Okay, I figured it out. Yay. I knew I was going to forget how to do this. I'm glad I figured it out. Okay, so now I have these to mess with. Alright, Huh. I know that there's a way. Hello. Lurk all you want. I'm gonna forget chat's there, so just be aware. Okay. So I think I need to... These are the... Oh, these have got to be the same controls that I had from before in the Imager room, which is why they showed them to me. So let's see what happens. Because gears are moving. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I don't think that's what I wanted. How did I do this before? That's what I did. Okay. Okay, that moves the gears. Oh, that's a bonk. Okay, so that's the spring. The sprink. Sprink. Or is that the flutter? Beep. The little tiny beep is up. So I know that one. So I think I have to go back down to the elevator. So I have to get back down to the main floor. And hopefully I have rotated the fortress. So this is the entire goal of this game, is to figure out how to rotate the fortress so that you can figure out the 4 symbols that you need to put into the little thing to get yourself back out of here with your pages that you found. So, hypothetically, go back through this room. I should be different area. Look at me go. Look at all this cool stuff, huh? Yeah. Okay. And that is a that and a that. And so I write them down in that order, which I actually already have in this book here. So I'm just gonna make a mark by those that I saw those on the little thing. Go donk. All right. So that's the first two symbols to get the heck out of here. So let's go ahead and go back. Excuse me, Mist. Please let me play the game. Thank you very much. You're very, very kind, very kind, very kind. All right. Let's go back here. We go back in the thing. Oh, no, we go back in the thing. Yeah. Go up. All right. And then I figured out that I have to push this and then leave so that this comes back down for my controls. So that's the small doink. All right. And then we go back to our controls and we find another sound. Nope. That farther than that. All right. That is the little fluttery thing. So we're going to go back. And you may ask yourself, how do I know what I'm doing? I am kind of remembering it by messing around with things. I do, in fact, I have in fact played this game before a couple of times. So, yeah. I also have a book full of notes, but I don't actually remember what most of these notes mean. I just wrote them down. So, yay. And there's nothing here. This is nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing! How dare you deceive me, Mist? Well, that's normal. Sometimes you don't find anything. Try again. Sucks to suck. Go back. Do. No! Ah! I clicked too fast. Okay. Gotta go back up. Gotta find the thing. Mechanical age is probably one of the least tedious ages. Channelwood, if I remember correctly, is one of the most tedious ages. Or maybe Stone Ship, because Stone Ship is, it kind of takes a minute too, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this one's mostly just figuring out where you have to put the gears to get to where you need to go. Alright, that one is a bigger donk. So we got nothing on the flutter. We got the bigger donk. Let's go find out what's in the bigger donk. But yes, to answer the burning questions that everybody has about this game in particular, yes, it is trial and error. I only am doing this as smoothly as I am because I have played this before, but let me tell you what, I do remember playing it the first time and there was a lot of clicking on things, wondering why it didn't work, being confused because nothing was happening, and then doing what I did here, which is going back to the beginning. But we already know the first two symbols, so we might as well put them in since we're here. So we know that it was the curvy thing and the thing with the three little triangle square. That thing. Okay, so we got to find the other two because clearly we're not there yet. All right, so one more sound. We got to find it. I did that. I did the big donk, the little chime, the flutter, and the big bong. So now I have to find the sprite. That's obviously where the second set of symbols is. This game is a lot of trial and error. If you don't like puzzle games, you will not like this. If you don't like being frustrated because you can't find things, you will not like this. If you like to play games on hard mode and want to test yourself at playing a puzzle game that does not give you hints, this is the perfect game for you. I liked it when I was younger. I still like it. It's one of my favorite games. It's also very nostalgic. Okay, was that the boing? I think that's the boing. So let's go to the boing. The sprink. I think I called it a sprink. Sprink? a lot of the stuff in this game is based on sounds. So it's one of the reasons why originally the creators did not put a lot of music in the game, because they were concerned that it would obviously detract from some of the other sounds. Because they do use a lot of sounds as cues in this game as to what's going on, which is really neat. Oh, thank gosh, we're on a different area. I did it correctly. Let's see what we find. There's the other two symbols. So it's the little circle above the triangles and the half of a circle. Great. Now we can leave. Have we gotten everything before we leave? Yes, we have. We have both of our pages. At least we better have both of our pages. I'm pretty sure the game lets you have both of them. If not, it's fine. We'll find the linking book. We'll go back. Now we have to, no, I don't want to look at that again. I need to go back to the elevator, because we now need to go back to the other area, which is going to be a second, because I think I forgot which one. No, I did not. It is the boing. The bong, the larger bong. Yes. Yes. Come on. Alrighty then, let's go. Spin the gears. Nope. Spin the gears. Nope. Spin the gears. Those went back too far. There we are. We should be back. Yeah, we're gonna find out. I'm pretty sure you get to keep both pages if you pick them up. I'm about to find out, because I'm gonna go look and see if the blue page is back where the blue page was. Because if not, I'm going to go back and get both of the pages. Let me just check that out before I leave, because I want everybody to see what happens when you talk to both of the people who are. Yeah, it does put the blue page back, so I'm gonna have to like go back and get the other page. Okay, that's fine. Yes, this game has its limitations. I don't have an inventory. So silly. No pockets. This jacket has no pockets. But that's okay, because I know all the symbols I can leave whenever I want. So I have 3 triangles with a circle above them. And the half circle. And ta-da! We are the champions. Missed. I love this music. This is a fun music. Alright. And why was that symbol there? Weird. Maybe it's because it's the symbol on top of the library. I didn't show anybody this earlier because I forgot. But yes, this is the symbol on top of the library. So, okay. Now let's see what happens when we give the pages to the people so we can hear more about them. Are we ready?
Return. Thank you for bringing me back. You must continue. My name is Surrealistic. I beg you to find the remaining pages. You must release me from this book which has become. I need more red pages, please. Beg. Don't waste time. Look at me. Don't touch me. My brother is guilty.
So this is really neat. This was actually in the original game too. I don't I don't know what they used for graphics card. I don't know like the technical specs, but they made it so like every time you added the page, it gives you more of the story, but it gives you that little fuzzy like it's a TV screen kind of going in and out of reception kind of a thing because you haven't completed all the pages yet. Obviously, Akinar is terrible, right? According to Sirius, Akinar is terrible. But since you can go back to the pages and get the actual all the pages, we are going to do that because I would like to also hear from. Oh wait, I'm going the wrong direction. I'm silly. Um, I would like to also hear from Akinar and see what he has to say about Sirius because remember we saw that whole thing in this age that said, "Oh, Sirius is a terrible human being," blah blah blah. So let's go back and get our blue page and see what Akinar has to say about Sirius. Um, because remember, Sirius has been wrongfully imprisoned, and we shouldn't bother with the blue pages, clearly. So we should definitely get the blue pages and figure out if Akinar has anything to say. Because that's how this game works. It's a mystery. Alright. Come on. Come on. We already know what the code is. We're going to have to put it in again because that's everything resets. But let's go get our blue page back. Give me my blue page back. Thank you. Gives. Gives. No, I don't want to see that again. I already saw the astral projection machine. I do appreciate you, Fortress Rotation Simulator machine. You're really cool. I appreciate you. I need you to stop. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I want to go back in here. Also, I don't really know what this is supposed to do. But it's like scary and I don't like it. It's like a torture room, really. Alright, let's go get our blue page and go back and talk to Akinar. Bye bye. I already know what the code is. I don't need any of you. Do 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 do. Beep. Thank you. Come again. We're gonna leave the mechanical age now. Pretty cool age. But let's go home. Alright, let's go talk to Akinar.
He returned. Ages rescue me. I'm Akinar. My brother, I beg you. To be complete. Always blue pages. Listen to him. Now listen to my brother. He's a fool and a liar. Bring me the blue pages. The red ones. Don't bring the red ones. Implore you. I've been wrongfully imprisoned. You must leave. I will have my retribution. Please bring me the blue pages. Pages, please.
So yeah, basically, Akinar is crazy sounding. He doesn't want you to grab red pages because obviously Sirius is a liar. So that is literally the point of this entire game. You are solving a mystery. Beginning of the game, you find out that, and actually, let's go back and take a look at that because that's important information. Go back. There you go. So we know the letter is over here. Since we don't have an inventory, we just leave things on the floor where we found them. How foolish of us. So, message of utmost importance. We go and check the message of utmost importance, and he basically has accused his sons of being terrible, basically. Let's just refresh ourselves on that real quick.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return. But if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, wait, and erase this message after you viewed it, just to be safe.
So yeah, so basically he's like, our sons, they're terrible people. This is not great. You know, he suspects Achenar, but he's also going to go after Sirius. And clearly, at some point in time, he managed to trap them into books. That's neat. That's neat. They trapped them into little ages of their own. I'm sure there's nothing that ever went wrong with that, ever. So we've already done this one. That one is done. 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 We have 4 more, because we already know we have 4 more locations. I feel like I might be able to go through another one of them. Or I can just stop here and actually go through another one of them later. Because I also got the new Pokemon game, so I kind of want to play that a little bit too. But this is such a cool game, you guys. Look at this, it's so cool. I think next time, actually going to, which one do we have? The Stone Ship Age is neat. I will say that one is actually pretty cool. So I think, and that one has to do with this here. See our little sunken ship friend guy. Actually, let's go do that real quick. So we haven't gone in a lot of these areas because, well, first of all, we can't go in some of these areas. So let's just go over here to the ship, rocket ship. This does nothing. It should open, but it doesn't. But why doesn't it open? Weird. I'm sure there's not a reason that there is a long power line connecting to it. Do you see the power line? Yeah? Okay. So, that power line, and you kind of have to look to see it a little bit, it goes all the way to this little building right here. See that power line right there? And they try to make it kind of obvious, and like the whole goal is you're supposed to like go down and look at all these things and explore everything. So we're going to do that. We're going to explore everything before we leave the stream. Wow. Turned on the basement lights. And this is interesting. I wonder what these meters mean. Let's power to spaceship, numbered generator switches. I wonder if there's a reason for these, and I wonder if that has anything to do with the 59 volts that we found earlier. Fun fact, absolutely does. So let's go and investigate everything else, because we should look at everything at least once. All right, we already looked at that. Did that one. Let's go back, go through the trees. Point and click, don't fail me now. There we are. Okay. We can go inside of here. We don't know what this does. Something's hissing. And there's definitely numbers that go in this safe. I wonder what those numbers might be. They might be the numbers that we already had. But I don't want to do that one yet. I want to actually do this one. So the final building that we have not yet been into is this building over here. Over here, thank you. And this is really cool. So this looks a little weird and sus. Kind of hate it. Always good to turn the lights off. I don't know if I can close the door, but I can turn the lights off. If you sit in the chair and you look, it's like a field of stars. What does that look like? Looks like some dates. Huh. I wonder what would happen if we put some dates in there. So what was our first date again? October 11th. $1984. Or I could just grab it and slide it. I forgot I could do that for a minute there, and I was like, this is gonna take forever. I am still gonna have to do some of the annoyingness. 1984 at 10:04 a.m. What does that look like? Did we write down our constellations from earlier? So all those dates are a constellation. So the first date is a leaf. As you can see, you can actually see the leaf shape there. If you wrote down the leaf and you wrote it down, then you would have a leaf. You know that's the leaf. The next one is November 23rd. 97, 91. And 6:57 p.m. Okay. And if you wrote down this star pattern, this is a little beetle, because this is a little, like, head, body parts. So, and that one is the beetle. And then the next one is, let me just go back to the other page. This is why you write everything down. And then last one is January 17th. Hold on. 12:07, so that's up this way. 12:07. Nope, too far. 5:46 a.m. So that is up. Okay. New perspective. All right. And then if we wrote that one down, that one is obviously the little snake thing. So, little dots. You can see where all the little dots are. All right. So then you leave. And you go over here. And so, remember, the constellations were in the book about the ship that had been broken. So see, there's a ship there. And if we look around, let's look at these little boxes. Huh. This is the leaf, coincidentally. Let's look at these other boxes. These other boxes are probably other shapes. Nope, don't want that. Not the flamingo. It's probably not a flamingo. I'm calling it a flamingo. Not the the eye. Definitely the beetle. Not the anchor. Not the arrow. I already did the leaf. Okay, where's my other one? No. No. It's the only thing. Oh, there's my snake. Something happened. A bunch of water got displaced and there was a rumbling. Man, I wonder what happened behind me. Ta-da! The ship has arisen out of the pool. So remember that broken ship we saw at the beginning? Yeah, you do. The one that's over here. The one that is now upright and actually out of the water so we can actually, oh, I don't know, climb on it if we want to. Look, look, I'm in a boat. All right. What could possibly be in here? It's another book. Anybody remember this drawing? This drawing was in a book. We already saw this book. Very cool. Anyway. I do need to see if I can actually save. I don't remember if I can actually save the game. But regardless, we can go to the next book. I should actually look that up, how to save the actual game. Because I'm sure there's a way to save the game. And I don't remember how to do it. Because there's no way that I sat here and I feel like that's gotta be it. Do I maybe have to pick a thing? Maybe I have to actually pick a... There we go. And then save it. So I should be able to resume. Excellent. Load saved game. And it should actually do what I want it to do, which is good. Excellent. Yes, it is saved because but the boat is there. So anyway, that is all I think I am going to do because that was a lot and we did a whole thing. I hope that was super educational on the coolest game ever. I intend on doing more of this hopefully next week, possibly same time unless I have other things going on. And next time we will go to the next age. So that'll be super fun. We will go to the stone ship age because that's the age where the ship is. Stone ship, teehee, stone ship, ship split by stone. It's funny, I swear. So we will go to the stone ship age next time I do this, which will hopefully be next Monday. So stay tuned.